Well, folks, this is my part four video of my visit to the 10.2 mile mark on North Shore Road in Lake Mead National Recreation Area. And today I want to focus on this volcanic formation here. There's some interesting geological features that are occurring right here in this exposed um, lava formation. Well, anyway, here's the video. Walking north direction to where this big huge block of lava that it's an outcropping, and the interesting features that have been exposed within this specific area of this lava formation here. Here's this little stream bed that you walk on to get up to it. What's interesting is this mesquite bush here looks very old, and how it's growing in the cracks that have formed in this huge lava block here. This has got to be at least 20 or more feet in height, the wall of this lava. But it's the hydrothermal veins and hydrothermal breccia um, activity that's within this small area here that I found very interesting. If you look, you can see mineral veins. Maybe it's calcite with some other minerals, and then other fillings that have it's almost cemented fragments of various I guess it's volcanic rock filling these large cracks. Looking at it, you can see different versions of it, and the effect of water, super hot water that's filled with minerals and other materials, how when they finally do, the water evaporates off, it leaves these veins. There's all kinds of them in here in various directions. And I can only figure this lava flow, it's got to be pretty old. I'm thinking 12, 13 million years ago. You can see there's a nice version right there. That underground water has come from some source to fill these cracks. And then once the water evaporated away, it left all the minerals and other things precipitated into solution. Some others I can't quite explain. And I encourage anyone that has a background in this area to write a comment on some things you've noticed. But some of it, it's almost like it was a mud flowed into it from above. I'm sure I'm wrong. But the larger cracks, it's like all the depositions that occurred above this, after this, a million years or whatever, after this lava flow came in here. And through the tectonic activity, it caused this wall of lava to start cracking, and that resulted in the opportunity for all these fluids to come in and fill these cracks. But this video is a compilation of various videos I did on two separate visits. So if it looks kind of broken, it's because I'm sort of piecing these various videos together with some slides thrown in to get a little more clarity. But it's pretty fascinating, just this one topic of hydrothermal veins and breccias formations. And some of these veins, they're all sort of plate-like, just sheets of it. They're curving in every direction. And then there's just huge, thick veins of broken, fragmented fragment materials that look like they just cemented into place, like it was pumped into it, like a cement mixer would pump cement into the space between two large concrete blocks or something. In my brief investigation into the literature on this topic, there's quite a bit that has been discussed. I've just got a beginner's understanding so far, but again, if anyone has seen this before and has some way to explain it in further detail, I encourage you to write a comment and offer your information and knowledge so everyone can benefit from it. But walking around to this other area of this huge block, you just see more of these veins that came from a water source well below that was superheated, and it worked its way up into these cracks. The pressure just pushed it up into these cracks, and it was just heavily laden with minerals and other materials that just would eventually precipitate out a solution and just be a separate part of this lava block. It's even more. They're just going. They radiate in various directions, and the plate, like if you pull one out, you'll see it's just like a sheet of sheet-like rock. It's pretty incredible geological phenomena. One thing I do want to do is climb to the top of this mound and see what it looks like at the very top up there. Does this extend? And here's another video from I think the second day I went, a second time I came out to this location. I tried to go a little slower in the video, panning and to get a little more detail. But see those fragmented pieces all cemented together? That's something different from the plated vein type of deposit. There's that big wall, but some of those things up there, it's hard to explain it. It's just a huge. It's almost like someone came in with a cement mixer and pumped cement into these large crevices. It's is it the same thing, or is it something different that caused that to form like that? Here I'm traveling a little slower to get more detail. And I'm estimating this flow is based on what I can find. It's somewhere, it's older than the typical flows that are between 11 and 8.5 million years ago. This has got to be older, and it goes deep under the surface. Uh, so, was all this hydrothermal activity occurring in that time period? Or did it come, let's say, a million years later to form? Because it's clearly separate from the flow of this lava when it was actually occurring. And again, I've got some stills to give hopefully a little more clarity. But look at that. Isn't that a fascinating? Some of those feelings there are quite large. I mean, the cracks or crevices in these various walls are quite large, and so the fillings are like a half a foot in width. Some of them are like a foot, and did that come from the top and flow downwards, or Did it come from the bottom somewhere and was pushed? There's an example of that platy feature of some of these veins. It's like a sheet of this solidified material, and you can just pull it out. Here's just a swarm of these veins together. And were they precipitated at different times too? Seems like that might be the case. Well, anyway, I did want to go to the top of this formation up there and see what I could see if there's anything unusual at the very top up there. So here I am hiking up to the top. It's probably 30 or 40 feet off the floor of the little stream bed there. One thing I did notice, there's just thousands of fragments, lava fragments up here all together. It's almost like it's a 3 or 4 inch thick sheet of lava that eventually just uh, finally broke up over time and erosion. But here it's just, look at that. It's just thousands of them all together. It's a nice challenge to walk through that. You definitely need hiking shoes when you're coming out here. But you can see the what this area out here looks like at the 10.2 mile mark of North Shore Road. This is the desert terrain, the hills and the mountains. It's really beautiful out here in January, and it's so nice and warm, cool in the morning and warm in the afternoons. But just walking up to the edge, it was worth this short little climb up here. And there's the view out there. And you can see over on the right, there's Black Mesa. And down there is that little stream wash bed that winds through this area. One thing I did notice up here is more of that vein material is up here. There's a piece right there. So these veins went well above where this formation is today. Quite a bit of the area up here is eroded away over the millions of years. So these veins continued further up above where I was below. But all this material, hundreds of feet, have eroded away to show what you're seeing today. Over the millions of years, you got to figure with horrific floods and what have you, a lot of material has eroded away to expose what we're seeing today. And see, there's just more of that vein, fragmented vein, platy material, just scattered up here on this top part of this hill here. What I find fascinating is all these hills around here. There's an incredible amount of interesting geology that is buried down deep within them. It's kind of lucky to have this one here where it's exposed nicely so you can see all the stuff. But if you look at all these hills, there's something underneath them that goes down 100 feet or more or whatever, where there's some unique geological activity preserved down underneath there. There's another example of a vein. So the veins were quite extensive through this area out here, coming from fluids deep in the ground. If anyone has any information on a vein starting from the top and working its way downwards, that would be interesting. But anyway, if you look over there, that white material, that's the formation I used to make my volcanic tuff video last week. And again, there's Black Mesa in the background. Well, anyway, I'm going to now walk even further higher up this hill here through all these fragments of basalt. Get a view, a really beautiful view of this whole area out here in Lake Mead National Recreation Area. For all of y'all that are suffering through all those horrific storms on the East Coast and Northeast area, this is what we have to put up with in January of 2022. Anyway, continuing to ascend to the very top up here. There's North Shore Road out there. Here I'm sort of walking towards the north. See if there's anything around that's unique that's exposed at the top of this hill. And as you can see how the vein, that planar vein material extends up here. And a lot of this up here is eroded away. So these veins would have extended even further above us where we're at right now. You just don't see it anymore because it's all been eroded away. But there's some beautiful views out there. And out there, I'm basically pointing towards that white lava tuff formation. Again, that's the video I did last week. Further down the stream are several more interesting geological formations for separate videos that I'm going to do in the weeks to come. But that's beautiful out there. Just a beautiful view on a beautiful day to do a short little hike. Temperatures are in the upper 70s. Sun is out. Well, anyway, now I'm descending back down. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. And again, I encourage anyone to write some comments if you've got a background in what you're viewing here and you'd like to add to what I've said and correct some of the statements that I've made. As a beginner, I'm learning this as I go.